Hey traders, welcome to the daily video analysis for the 23rd of September. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful day and hope your trading is going well. We can see by the gold on steroids there was an opportunity to buy into gold this morning on the gold on steroids software. So if you've got the gold on steroids, then of course hopefully you were at the chart at about 9 a.m. I think it was UK time. And the price had a break of structure here, 37.57, so it shot up. Now we can see in the New York session that the price has just gone sideways. Basically, there's speeches this afternoon. Let's have a look. So we can see, where are we? We're Tuesday. So the inflation PMI figures are out. Not much change. So no change in the markets. And there's also speeches all afternoon, FOMC member speech and Chairman Powell's speeches going on, and President Trump speaking as well. So not much is going to go on with the US dollar until they sort themselves out. So just be patient, just be disciplined, just sit back and relax. Don't worry about it too much. Just wait for the markets to come to you rather than you go to the markets. Thursday. Have a look at Thursday. This usual unemployment claims doesn't really affect the market. There's GDP at 130. That's important. So that's going to be a possibly high impact event. And then Friday at 1:30 UK time, there's the core PCE inflation data as well. So yeah, quite a bit going on in terms of news and speeches. So this is why the dollar why the dollar has gone sideways and gold has gone sideways as well. So just look out for the break of structure on the gold on steroids. This is a very important area of trading so that you can actually get into that position. Now the trouble is, I guess, for most people, I might be wrong here, is that if you are a day trader, then you have to be at your chart at the right time, don't you? So London Open is really important. So have a look here on the left here. I'll enlarge this. What we're looking for on the gold on steroids software is for the price to be above the 50 moving average, above the 50 moving average, above the 50 moving average. Very simple, nothing complicated at all. So the price is now below the 50 moving average. So this indicates that possibly there's going to be a sell-off. Feels like there needs to be, doesn't there? Into 37.40 or even 37.20. That clear out of the market will do the world of good, where we can look for more buying opportunity. So delighted to welcome you to the analysis for today, the 23rd of September, and I'm going to go into the markets. First of all, let's deal with the positions that are live and open and trading. Although the markets are quiet, we can go over them and explain why we've gone long in this instance or we've gone short, etc. And also I'm going to talk about continuation patterns if you like that kind of thing. I love the reversals. They're very simple. It's a 4-hour chart mostly. I'll go into the daily chart as well, which might help you a little bit. And because we're working off the 4-hour mostly, there's no stress. There's no rush to get into the markets. We just wait for the setup and we go long and we go short. That's it. Just flick the button and then sit back and enjoy the profits, hopefully. And it's all about probability, isn't it? What's the probabilities of a price moving up or down? Now in this instance here, have a look at this as an example of a fantastic entry point. Whoops, I'll change that color. There we go. So we can see that the buying power 79, this is very, very strong. And as we can see, we have divergence all over the place. Positive divergence is in green on the software. And of course, then there's a very strong demand there. As you can buy anywhere along that area there. Beautiful move. Now, I often talk about this, and it's more relevant when there's a quiet market like we're seeing. In the last few weeks, it's been pretty dead. We've been making nice profits, but nonetheless, it's been pretty dead. So I want to talk about, this is 3.55 risk to reward, massive. So you're risking 44 pips to make 157. But look how the price has gone now. Now, if we went for 2 times or 3 times, look at that, straight on it, straight on the button, 2 times. So what I'm saying here, for a strategy, a trading strategy that works consistently, it might be a good idea, if you're less tolerant of the market, not to go deep into the market and go to the 15-minute chart. Don't do that. But actually just go 2 times. If you're starting out on your journey, just go 2 times and just imagine how many times that's going to be hit over and over again. And once it's hit and you've taken your profit of 95 pips, then of course you can move on to the next setup. And there's plenty of them, don't worry. They often come around. So the Canadian yen is looking okay. So we've got a target up here of 107.74. Very nice too, and it'd probably be hit. But if you're not patient enough for the market, then just go 2 times. Euro yen, we got a sell up here on the euro yen, not doing nothing yet, but we have, remember the system, sell power over 60, divergence, convergence, very strong supply. Okay, now sometimes, it's happened when we have quiet markets, the price doesn't immediately go into the money. It's just sitting there. So we just have to be patient. We don't change anything. We just go with the flow. And it's the same with the pound Swiss. Pound Swiss is making a small profit. And if we go, this is 2.23 times, so it's perfectly acceptable. You can't go any more than that because there's a supply zone here. So that's reasonable. We can be patient enough to wait for that to come up. New Zealand Swiss, let's have a look at this. Not in the money. However, with this one, I'll cover this a bit more actually. Now I have gone 2 to 1 on this one up to 47.03. Just 47. Round numbers are really important, by the way. 0, 0, 50, 80, 20. Very important numbers in the markets. And as we can see, not doing much at all. But we do have divergence. We do have convergence. And we have a buy power of 69. So very strong. Just be patient. Just sit tight. It might feel in the beginning that you're making money for doing nothing. And you are. But very few people know how to be patient and be disciplined. It comes with practice. It comes with doing other things in your life, just going out there and just having fun, because you will make more money by doing that. Euro Canadian, again flat, not doing much. Sell power 72, divergence and into convergence and supply. Now the people in the paid signal room will get the signals, and then people in the VIP room will get the regular updates to say what's going on. You won't get the detailed immediate signals unless they're paid for, of course. I'm just finding out who's serious and who's not, that's all. What's this? Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, well, it's been pretty sideways, hasn't it? Been sitting on this for a while. So we've got 2.16 risk to reward. Reasonable. We can't expect any more than that. US Canadian. No, I just done this one, didn't I? So 2 times. There's there. You can take your money off the table if you want to. What I wouldn't do is take your profits too early. Now 2 times risk reward is not too early. That's the minimum requirement, let's say. But if you go 3 times and it's within that range, it's reasonable. Not being greedy here, but we want to find out a system that suits you. If you're happy to take 2 times, if you're happy to take 2 times and the price goes up 300 pips and you're still happy to take 2 times, then fine. During quiet markets, that makes sense. Now during busy times, you can expect 3, 4 or even 5 times risk to reward because the market is flying. I want to talk about continuation patterns now. Now with continuation patterns, we're not talking about a reversal. We're not talking about divergence necessarily. but we're talking about potential continuation pattern to the downside in this case. So I'm just waiting for the, it was sitting on supply. So let me just do this. So I've zoomed into the pound USD on the Advanced Pro Charts continuation pattern. So immediately you see that there's a difference here. We have a trending tool which we use, and when it's green everything goes up, when it's red everything goes down. So we can see that the price first of all is moving into the red shadow, and that's typical of a continuation pattern. The other thing to look out for is price cycle. This is really important, because we can see here that this price cycle is now overbought. Whenever we see anything overbought, it tends to go down, and when it's oversold, it tends to go up. That's how it works. And so we have a combination of areas here, confluence, to say that the price should be going down any second. It's a 4-hour chart, so it's not going to be quick. And the market's dollar in particular is very, very quiet because of the speeches. So we don't expect anything to move particularly. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is the fact that, look at this demand area. How strong is it? Well, very, very strong, 81. So that is your target. Okay, so while this continues downwards, we need the dollar to go strong here, don't we? Then of course this will drive this down to here, and then we're going to get a buying opportunity in the next probably 24 hours or so, or in the next couple of days. So that continuation pattern is something to look out for when you're trading, if you want to trade like that. So within a continuation pattern, if you're looking to trade, day trading, I don't like day trading. It's not, I don't think day trading works. I think the problem is that most people get trapped into day trading thinking they're going to make a lot more money. You don't. How much money do you need to make, at the end of the day? So this is a typical example. This is the Aussie yen. You could take anything that's trending. We can see this going green. We've got change of character and continuation of break of structure. But look at the price cycle, which is really important. So there's a couple of important facts here. So let's just get rid of that for the moment. So we can see here the price cycle is vital. The price cycle on the Advanced Pro Charts tells you everything. The price comes into the green cloud and the price goes up. You have a nice demand area there that you can use, and you can go 2 times. The reverse is, of course, exactly the same. So this is again a 4-hour chart. There's no rush, no rush. If you feel stressed, if you feel anxious, if your heart's beating faster because you're trading, you're doing something wrong. Okay, that should not be happening. So you're either risking too much, your lot size is too high, or you're not sure what you do. One of the two, one of the three. So there's a nice, beautiful position. We're seeing on the pound USD at the moment, aren't we? So that's the typical position that we see, giving you the very high probability of a continuation pattern. Hopefully you find that useful. So let's go and see what's going on across the world. Let's go to the DXY, shall we? Well, let's go to oil, see what's going on there. Just, yeah, okay, oil. These are times when you've got to be patient. It has to be said, especially with oil. It doesn't want to play ball, but it's in profit, so happy days. So this is the dollar on the 4-hour chart. I want to take you to the daily just for a second. It's not a pretty picture because the dollar is going nowhere. I did mention this on the weekend. 98.40 is possible. 99.75 is possible. Look at the yen, yeah, flat. The yen's flat. Swiss franc, yeah, pretty flat. I was expecting a pullback because the divergence here, just a slight pullback. So I spoke about the pound USD, didn't I, earlier, about a continuation pattern to the downside, and we can see that here a little bit clearer on the daily. It's not, to be fair, it's not moving much at all, but nonetheless we can see that the price has moved up to these Fibonacci. This is Fibonacci retracement automatic settings on your chart. So whenever you see the price green and moving it into fibs here, that's a 50% fib, then that would be an automatic buy. So what the opposite is happening here, where the price is coming in here a few times and failed to go any higher. Now it is a correction, it has to be said, because we can see the trend here to a certain extent, but there is support here as well, so that would be a nice number to hit. This is the Kiwi, this is the New Zealand USD. Now this is very interesting, isn't it? Can you see why? Moving into the fibs and all green, and also a demand area here as well. So it's further for this to go down, to be fair, but nonetheless there's likely to be a bounce. Now this particular tool tells us that the trend is overall down, lower highs, lower lows, and so it's weak, but nonetheless a correction is very likely into the next few days. So it's one to watch, definitely, especially if the 4 hour gives us a clue on the reversal point. So let's go down to that. Now because it's a reversal, we don't need the tools. We don't need the trending tools, rather. That's not the right one. Let me just go back into the Kiwi. There we go. I did post this as a trading idea for the VIP members. The paid VIP members will get the signal when it's ready. So the day is moving down into a very strong demand zone with the fibs, and also we have very strong demand there on the 4 hour. We don't have the divergence yet. We have to wait for the price to come down into this area, and just to make sure that our rules apply. They are very strict. There's only 3. But, so convergence, we need divergence, and then the power of 77 is good enough. It might even go higher than that. So definitely one to watch. So let me just talk about continuation patterns again. Here is an example of one. It might not be obvious. However, when you bring up the price cycle, this might help you a lot. Okay, so once you get that, you just need your and once you've applied it with the special settings, then you know straight away this is not tradable. Okay, you need it to go green like this. We haven't seen any green on this pair for quite some time. Like this, you've seen some remnants of previous trades and how successful they are, and so on and so forth. So yeah, just it's very, very easy, very, very simple to easily throw trades away. Don't trade them for the sake of it, because you think something's going to happen, because you think it looks good. Don't do that. Somebody mentioned the New Zealand Canadian. Now this, for all intents and purposes, may be tradable, but it doesn't fit our rules, and this is really, really important. So one thing that we do need is convergence. We have that with strong demand here, buy power 77, but we don't have divergence, and that's where your discipline comes in. Once you have your discipline, then you'll be able to throw this trade away and then look for something else and choose high quality trades rather than anything else. I'm just going to flick through. Ooh. That looks nice. So that looks nice. See the price cycle down there? That looks nice. That looks even better. Okay. So using the tools is really important. Remember that the way that we use all our tools, they're leading indicators. They're not lagging, because even a continuation pattern, the price has already changed character. So you know that the price should be going down. So now we can get into the details a little bit more. So I've zoomed in a little bit on the Aussie Canadian. So we have a price cycle which is looking really good. And so what we're looking for is the price to capitulate. In other words, start to move back down again. We can use these trend line supports, automatically given special settings, to actually get into those trades. So any kind of break from this triangle formation, this is typical of markets in a correction phase. Break down here, stop here, 2 times risk to reward continuation pattern. Finally, the pound yen. I know a lot of you trade the pound yen across the board, and it usually is a big mover, but it's not going anywhere very quickly at the moment. So I am waiting for the price to come down to 198.32 before going long on this position. But what I want to see is the yen futures go weak. All right, so quiet markets across the board, speeches going on, inflation data out this week. So, but we've got some excellent trades going live. Canadian yen to the upside, euro yen to the downside, pound Swiss to the upside, New Zealand Swiss to the upside, euro Canadian to the downside, pound Aussie to the upside, and the US Canadian to the upside if you are holding it. Pound USD to the downside. Just a quick look. Yeah, that looks all right. Okay, have a wonderful day.